about that. And so now, I'm gonna be kind of keeping my eyes open, because I just don't check, OpenSea CloneX, because I'm like, I'll come back to my second clone when I get back to it. But now I'm just like, okay, maybe I do need to just start checking every day, keeping tabs on certain clones, because I mean, if they're gonna start dropping, like, in my opinion, like really really good clones near floor, I mean, I'm gonna be paying more attention.
There's just no market for the mid rares anymore, dude. And I have like mid rare. I have a mid rare PFP. There's not a market for it just because of how the market is. So you can use this time to find those clones that were super super above the floor back in the bowl. They're getting way closer to the floor. I just gotta say, shout out Sophie. She has been patient. She has been searching and hunting for months. Like it's gonna pay off, Sophie. I swear. You're so patient, and something's gonna come up, or somebody is gonna be selling something, and you're gonna get like a clone for so much cheaper than you could have in the bull market when you kind of started rocking with the community. So the patience is impressive, I gotta say.
I already can get one for much cheaper than the bull market. That's the thing.
No, I know it, but I'm talking like you're gonna get that grail, right? Like I mean, even me getting this drip angel, I would have never been able to afford this in the bull market. I couldn't have justified it, and I was able to set up a trade deal for it. So it happens. Just be patient. Just be patient.
And that's exactly what happened to me, man. It's like, yeah, honestly, I got in at mint, right, with my lawyer, and I ended up reminding him about the project. I ended up getting mine for like an ETH, and then he was able to mint three, and then I got one of the three, and I didn't really get the pick, right? And so it's like I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and kind of scalping ever since Rupsy got his, and then mine randomly just popped up, and it's just crazy to think just during I think the bull market was sold for like 13 ETH, right? And so it's like, again, I don't really look at the rarity. I just look at like what would what represents me, I guess, the most. Like what can I like? What do I really want to rock to like represent me in a way? And it's like just randomly came down, found it at a crazy ass low price, took advantage of the market, and now got my brother. So
Bro,
super.
Is that
I've
what your
met
clone looks like? Like that's actual traits? You don't have anything like glued on there?
No, I mean, yeah, obviously, I don't. It didn't come with the beard or the mustache, right? So it's just like a clean ass, super clean clone. Obviously, I had to add the beard and the mustache myself. It's like I think I'm just going to do that and just keep it and see if I can almost like force artifacts in a way with the metadata. I mean, they did it for LeBron. I don't see why I can't do it for myself. So
that's
Dude,
what
that
I'm
is
saying,
so sick.
Johnny. Yeah, bro. They did it for LeBron. I'm next, baby. Oh shit. Hey, I've
I
actually
think
met
that was
Johnny
what
in
it was
person.
for, right? I mean, creator economy at the end of the day, bro. They want us to create what we can't have. I mean, even when they say you want to create like money with these things, you can't even use artifact traits, right? So they're telling you like remove all the artifact logos, do this and that. So it's like if you're gonna create your own virtual identity, I mean, and you give us their 3D files for it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna give it my hair color. I'm gonna put my beard on it. I'm gonna have it represent me. And then they haven't they haven't said anything bad about it since or so far. I mean, they just kind of shown love. So at the end of the day, I think this is kind of what they want.
Dude, I like literally almost I thought the beard was a trait because you had it on the other clone. So I'm like, dude, I guess that's a beard in the collection I just never seen. So it's a trait in my eyes, my guy. Welcome to the metadata update. Let's go.
Dude, I met Johnny in person, and this clone, yeah, definitely fits his vibe. Like his last one did too, but this one I was like, oh shit, I see it. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, Johnny. You need to help Tevi and Jerry get a beard on because they both have these huge beards too, bro.
Oh yeah, that's easy. I mean, I think that's what's so beautiful. I mean, they actually gave us the traits. Right? I think there is a white beard and like a wise man's mustache trait. I know like OG rocks like the wise man mustache, and then I forgot who has beard. I thought Baron had a beard at one point, like or somebody had one. Maybe it was
Shake Jr.
maybe
Shake,
it's Demorian.
Crad, or someone else has a really cool bearded clone.
Yeah, so I just took those 3D files and just kind of made it my own. Obviously, I had the red trait for my red beard, but
Dude, you had those model pictures up there. Did you get a haircut, my guy? You're looking good.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, dude. Got timelines of photos, so it's like, just trying to use them, but it's like that was like the best one that represented me at the time, so had to put it up. It's like, again, resemblance, right?
I guess I just haven't seen you without a hat on or something. But yeah, dude, you're a handsome man. Keep it coming, dude. We need to give these people. We need to let that people know that this is like real life. Like we're not messing around out here. Like I love seeing what Chaz selling a $52 million Jackie Kennedy mansion. Like, yeah, he's had the listing for a long time. The guy gets all the listings in the Hamptons. This is the type of people that are in Artifact. This is not degen central. We like to degen, but we're doing real things. And if you want to surround yourself by good people that are actually doing something with their lives, come join us in Bad Take. And if you feel inclined, you can get a clone too.
Don't buy Malads.
Yo, I was gonna say I came into the space and I seen your PFP change. I'm like, who's this? Yeah, I realized that it's you, girl. What's the thesis, bro? I remember seeing Milady at like
The
0.2, bro, and
the
I faded it
the the,
completely.
the thesis is the disassociation between Remelia Corp and the Malads is bullish. Okay, listen, whatever.
I think it's like a knockoff.
Miladies are gonna flip everything.
I was on a
It's
stage
a
or I
knockoff.
got on a
It's
spaces
definitely a
last night, and
knockoff.
they were like handing out like Milady. There's like a Milady. What do
Schizo
they call it?
posters.
Derivative. So I don't know what. I think he was talking to you, Kuro.
But I think
Yeah,
I think they
the
Remelias are
schizo
recognized by
posters.
the community. Like,
Yeah, listen, that's fine. Okay,
Kuro, what
they
was
have
that
their own
space
set of
last night?
problems.
What was that prod? What was the derivative? It was not a Milady. I was half asleep when I was listening to it.
Oh, it was
Maybe he's not talking about it.
It's no, it is this. It's the Malads. The Malads have flipped human PFPs. Okay, this is only the beginning. Only the beginning.
This is how Miladies are, man. We're getting the
Wait,
treatment.
Bro,
it's
I made
actually true.
I
It's
made the
actually so
bag
true,
off
bro.
the Remelios, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bro, bought them at 0.04.
I fuck with the
fucking
Remelios,
ETH.
bro. They go hard. I'm just gonna say it straight up. Them little
Bro, I
PFPs
have
are tough, bro.
Bro, I have these two Nakabs. I'm never selling
Guys,
them.
am I rugged or is Kuro talking?
Kuro and Bombay are talking.
Oh shit.
No, yeah, you're good. Does Sophie not know the rules that if you put the clone you want up in this space, it's gonna get sniped? Like, what are you doing? Throw it at the top. Does anybody know that owner? Someone hit him up.
Damn,
Tell him we got a deal.
Sophie got she got money.
Hey,
You know,
he's got
about my Excel sheet. I think Compound's the only one with access at the moment. But even when Johnny was saying like, "Oh, you have to find the one clone that speaks to you." Oh, do I have the one clone? I actually have 126 clones on a color coded Excel sheet, and I keep my eyes on all of them.
Bro,
The one I posted is one of them, and I'm manifesting it because last time I liked a clone, my good friend Baron bought it. So if I get all the homies to buy the
that happened
clones
to you
I
too?
like, it's a strategy.
That happened to you too?
I feel
Yeah,
so bad for
I
Baron.
feel you, Sophie.
I feel so bad for Baron. Every time he gets a dope clone, we're all like, Baron, that's the one I wanted. That's mine. And Baron's like, but y'all are too fucking slow. That's your problem.
Yeah, you got great taste.
Baron, remember the last like grill you got and Tebby was pressing you for that clone?
I should have never sold that clone. That was a bad mistake. That was a really bad mistake. That clone was so fire. Not that.
Wait, are you talking about the FBI agent?
No, not Reno 411.
Dude, that was a good one too, bro.
I know. I was on a roll. I should have kept them, but I'd be underwater on them now. The one with it was a Murakami with the 3D glasses. I mean, the guy's and he had that. What's the shirt with the? Is it a goat on the shirt? What is that? The Fortnite llama?
I don't remember what it was, but all I know is he was supposed to be mine, and I actually made a high. You know what the messed up part is? I made a higher offer than friggin' Baron on it. and it was him and Pump. They tag teamed the owner. Dude sold it to them for less than what I offered. Like that's what killed me. I was like, "Are you kidding me? I made you a higher offer. He didn't like. He just ignored me, and then sells it to Baron for less." But it's
Bro,
all good because I got my
Pump
juice.
it.
where?
Pump.
That's the alpha, bro. That's the alpha.
You know what I do is I use guys like, I don't use them, but I like leverage my friendships in Web3 with guys like Jerry and Pump. Like Pump had forged a relationship with that person and been like trying to talk him down on the clone, and so I didn't even know you had an offer on it. And then he was like, "Well, if I'm going to sell it, I guess I'm going to sell it to Pump." And Pump lined it up
Bro,
for
I'm
me.
not even gonna.
I mean,
Listen,
Jerry,
all I know is I'm calling Jerry and Pump the next time that I actually have enough ETH to make a serious offer to somebody on a clone that I really like.
do it.
But
Because
yeah,
here's
no,
what I do: I
that one
send it to
hurt. That
Jerry, and I'm like, "Here, go do your magic." And literally, he'll come back and be like, "All right, I got him down to like 3." The guy was at
Jerry,
like 9. I got him down to 3. I'm like, "What did you say to this gentleman?"
bro, Jerry hits him up on all socials. He finds everything, hits him up, gets it, dude. Him and Pump can finagle a deal. I feel like I've pressed Baron that he bought a clone, and I've like, Baron, I was gonna get that clone. Man, I'm sorry, Baron. I'm sorry for pressing you like Tevi did.
I love that we're in this market that we actually can like pick up the shit that we want, right? Like the true collectors are around, the ones that we were just like, so many of these I thought were out of my grasp, right? Like this one, again, I would have never would have been able to grab, right? And so, again, getting advantage, like, and seeing, newcomers into the space and into the ecosystem, I think it's super dope. But then also the true collectors that want to scoop up like grails that we thought like shit were just completely unobtainable or something that like, some holders just, maybe needs to liquidate because they're just in a bad spot right now. You're just going to be able to pick up grails like Baron did yesterday, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's like people might complain about bags and shit like that, but I feel like right now is like an amazing time.
So the
It
difference,
really is. It really is an amazing time, and that's why I'm like, if you're people who are not over leveraged, who are not worried about floor price, who are really in this for the long haul, this is our time. Like you can literally pick up whatever it is that you've been dreaming about for a long time at a reasonable price. So this is it. This is the alpha.
It is. So the price of this project, the floor price of this project, is the most misleading indication of where this project stands. The price decline in this project is the most misleading measuring stick indicator of where this project stands. I mean, what it is, the price, you want to know what the price reflects is how down bad this space is. It is not a reflection
And
of the
you know what,
project.
Baron? I think as all projects are crashing, tumbling down to zero, like is this a good fair value? I think NFTs are fairly priced, becoming in a couple months. Like we should like collectibles in general aren't thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Like we were going crazy in the bull market. What a time! But I think as we move forward, like honestly, like the Discord right now is full of people. You see the timeline; they're full of people that are been waiting to buy clones that are finally able to get a clone, bro. And the problem is, there's 20,000 of them. There's a lot of clones. And I just don't know how many people are out there right now. But there are people coming in every day that have been waiting to get, and all we need is 20,000 motherfuckers with one clone they love, bro. That's it, bro. And it'll take time to get there, but we'll get there eventually. And it's slowly happening. And at 1 ETH, right? Like there's less risk, and it's a fair value, and lifetime value that you'll get from clones will pay itself with one clone, I think. So we chilling.
100%.
Like, what's the
But I mean,
10-year value of this clone? Like, seriously. It's
I mean, just in sneakers with the exclusivity of just if you want to just talk about sneakers, not including all the other brands, completely outside of like, right? They've done Ramoa. They were talking about Burrito. They're talking about all these random things.
Even
like,
the digital drops
just
too, like
sneakers.
Animus was a pure digital profit drop for
Yeah.
it, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When I
Just on
talk,
the sneakers, like finish that thought, Johnny. Like
yeah,
just on the
when anything gets
sneakers.
into the physical world and we actually have a marketplace for it, this is where, like, again, our lives, our whole perspective on this project is actually going to change. Like when we can actually share with the world what we're actually getting on a marketplace that is trusted, right? This is where it's exciting for me that the longevity of like my DNAs, like my Murakami DNAs, that are 162 pairs in the world, broken down into sizes. I don't know how many size 11s there are, right? But when they have a marketplace where then I can trustedly sell the digital with the physical, and then they get the experiences of the digital with it, right? Whatever that might be, whether exclusive access to something else, but just with the clone, right? As they did the DNAs for the season one, right? If they just continue to give you access through physical drops, through digital access, right? And it's like just taking those physical assets time and time and time and time again, just because you have the clone, right? Just having that access point, forge if you want, resell if you do, or keep if you do. It's like, yeah, just that one small aspect of it alone. And if they're trying to be a luxury brand, working and collaborating with luxury companies with extremely limited numbers,
And I feel like, Johnny, like
Like
we tend to, on Bad Take, we have a lot of like sneaker physical heads, but like the cost of a clone right now, if you're a 3D creator in the 3D Blender world, pays for itself right away because it's fully rigged and it costs that much space. So like we are very centered around the physicals here because I mean that's me too. But I wish we need some more 3D people in this space to speak up because like that's also like 50% of the project too, right? And
Yo,
and
Bombay,
if
you're
you're
so right.
and it right, you know what I mean? Like you get your 3D rigged file and you get a collab with Nike, boom, for 1 ETH, bro. That it pays for itself when you first click buy.
this is
I mean,
where I
think
look
about
at
think about
Artifact
think about
saying they
what
need to
Mezzi.
step in, right? This is where I was like, this is where I'm almost relying on Artifact. Just like, yeah, they've been silent for a year, right? If they did like a half-hour trip, you know, after Mason unrailing that, and you know, they give us these 3D assets, right? They show us the capabilities with this Crypto Kick IRL trailer with like the little, you can see the hair follicles on that clone, right? It's like the Kick IRLs look as real as they would be on my feet. It's like knowing that they have the capabilities of turning our clones. I mean, Ali is like the perfect example too, right? When he takes our clone and blown in the wind, it's like it shows you the possibilities of what these things are and what they meant for them to be, right? It's like, but you know, owned by Nike with the funding that we've given them, right? It's like, and they've been silent building, and they focus on graphics, and they've acquired, and they told us in Miami, and they've told us in other places they've partnered up with the biggest graphics companies and gaming companies in the world, and they've acquired people from Marvel and all these different studios. It's like, yo, they're gonna turn our clones into some crazy shit, and if they don't, I mean, they can't expect the creators to do it and do it for, you know, quote unquote their own right. I mean, let's be realistic. The majority of people that own a clone have never even downloaded their 3D files, right? The majority, probably out of the 20,000 clones, how many do you think? Maybe 400, 300? You know, it's not many. I mean, it's, yeah, they got to make it either really, really easy, or they got to figure out a way to like, yeah, show us what's possible in a way. I mean, Ali did a pretty good job, but it's like, yeah, they got to make I think the rails a lot easier for us to actually use these things and utilize them in that way.
But what I was going to add is like, think about what Mezzi is doing with like the 3D files right now, right? Like printing actual figurines of our clones for some of us. Like there's going to be a lot more people who are going to see what opportunities are out there, whether it is through printing the clones, animating them. Like the video I saw today with Juju walking through that store and you know, picking up shoes or whatever. Like people are getting more and more and more creative with these things, right? And this is even before Artifact comes out and says, all right, here's everything we've been cooking up. So imagine what happens when they actually, you know, to Johnny's point, to your point, what happens when they actually show you and make it super easy on, hey, everyone can actually get in on this by utilizing these tools that we're now providing. Go crazy, have fun, right? Like that's when the unlock actually happens and like it starts clicking for people. I mean, all the people I've seen join the ecosystem in the last week is kind of ridiculous, right? And that's where like price decline is actually a good thing near term, because people who have been waiting on the sideline, who have been trying to, you know, like they've been looking at, how many people have posted and said, oh, this was my dream, I've been looking at this, blah blah blah. Well, they couldn't get in, like they wouldn't be able to get in if the price had not declined the way it did. But as people come in, the reason why they're even interested is because they see the possibility. They understand how they're going to use this asset for what they're building on the side, right? Like they're not coming in expecting Artifact to do it all for them. They're seeing the value prop of the asset and everything that can be done, and that's why they're joining, right? So you're attracting creatives, you're attracting people who actually have a vision for themselves that can be amplified by Artifact, and that's the beauty of it. So when you see things like Chaz, IRL selling a $52 million home, and whatever else everybody else is building, like Johnny, like you and Yankee Kicks, like the stuff you're dropping, that's the type of stuff that people have to realize. I think Baron made an excellent point earlier of the type of people who are in this ecosystem. It's not like your average run of the mill person. Like everybody has like something legit going on IRL, and we all come here and have fun, right? But like the relationships, the connections that you're making is really, that is, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that is the true utility of these clones, is getting access to some of the most talented people, creatives, business, entrepreneurs in the world. And you're getting it all here for nearly free at this point, which is amazing. So yeah, man, like people can cry about the floor price all they want, but I'm like, yeah, drop it to a half an ETH. Let the people come in, and then we're all gonna rise together, and that's the beauty of it.
So I think in life, when you work for something and you buy it, you value it more than if it's given to you. Okay? So I would argue that all these clones came from an asset that they were given. Okay? That comes with a sense of entitlement. It comes with a sense of not that they don't understand what it takes to create that kind of money to be able to purchase something that's like that, but it kind of does. Like they don't understand what it was like to work that hard for that kind of money, right? To get the clone. Okay. So when the rubber hits the road and things start to go bad, you have people that are probably owning an asset that is more expensive than anything they've ever owned based on where clone prices went. They didn't take advantage of selling it, and they blamed everybody else like a spoiled brat in the process, compared to the current situation where I would argue almost all those people have left, okay? Because just look at the timeline, right? It's pretty clean. And then you've got all these people who have worked hard for the money to buy their clone, right? And they've made a proactive decision to make that purchase, right? In a calm, not bull market environment. I'm telling you, the foundation that this project is built on going into, I don't even want to say the next bull, fuck that, right now, okay, from here on out is unbreakable compared to where the foundation that we were sitting on when we started this. That's all I got right now.
That is extremely well said. I don't think I've got anything else to add to that. I mean, that's real facts. And that's why, to your point, the timeline is so clean. Like, what are you going to fund at this point? Like, you're not going to get the engagement. So, because we're way past that. So everybody's chilling right now and just watching it come together and build up, which is an amazing thing to see. And you can really focus on the art. You can focus on what's being built. You can focus on future capabilities that are going to be dropped. It's a great time to be a clone. It is a great time to be a clone.
Baron just absolutely cooked, and I know where he's coming from because I have been doing spaces, and Baron's been in pretty much every one for 8 months, bro. But we started off in spaces where people had that sense of kind of like, of an entitlement. I remember Baron kind of talking about it before. And what we have now, like people are making educated, like at this point, if you're buying NFTs anywhere, you're spending money that you have thought about, right? Whereas before in the bull market, people were throwing money that they didn't actually have, and they probably shouldn't have been spending because they had the hype and they were trying to do a quick flip. They're trying to make some quick gain. But now anybody here are people who are actually being conscious with their money and purchasing the things that they want to purchase. So what's left is a whole different type of buyer than what we had in the bull market. So he summarized it way better than me, but yeah, that was beautiful, man.
That was actually like very, very well said, yo. I just wanted to add, you know how we're talking about how Ali made that sick video, bro? Bro, I just can't even imagine, bro. Imagine, but like, obviously I want to, but like, imagine if like a few people, like let's say even like 100 creators, obviously it's a big task, but like imagine if everybody actually like took like 5 minutes of the storyboard, bro, and actually ended up running a movie, bro, that actually had like a tangible, plot line that you could follow through and was interesting. And it would be community like driven too. It would be crazy, bro.
I can't wait to I can't wait to see this
It's
come out of Artifact,
inevitable,
right? I
bro. I'm
think
telling you, it's inevitable, bro. Because eventually this content will stack up, bro. It will stack up, bro. Because that's the beautiful thing about digital content, bro. Especially like animation and stuff, bro. Once you do something like this, bro, you only add to it, bro. The only way to like depreciate it is by like deleting it from every single post, right? Otherwise, somebody else will even use it and like create with it, right? Or add to it, but it's inevitable, bro. I'm telling you, you guys make me even more bullish, bro.
Did you see what Illa dropped today? It's at the top. He's cooking, bro, and it's cool because these creators are challenging each other, and they're all getting freaking better every week. Man, it's pretty dope to see. What's up, Johnny? What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say. I mean, this is what I saw. I mean, this is a big reason why I've been super active for the last couple of years, right? With being like a creator, right? It's like you want virtual identity, right? It's like, and within Artifact, the founders see everyone, right? They're seeing what everyone's doing, and when they're putting their big budget and they're quote unquote saying, "Hey, we're doing something interesting," post your clone below, or this, that, and the other. It's like you have these opportunities to be part of the overarching storyline, right? Because it's like we're kind of riding this wave of collecting all these assets, and we don't really know what they're really ultimately going to do. But then the people that are actually creating the whole basis of what we're buying is like they're creating out this massive storyline, and it's all going to kind of wrap up, right? And it's like just being active and being whatever you're going to do with your assets. It's like, and being obviously consistent with what you're doing. It's like you're going to be incentivized. They're going to be incentivized to utilize your character, your clone within the story, right? And because it's a very recognizable character, right? We're very early in the fact that like a lot of people are sleeping on this because it's a quote unquote NFT, right? But if they do make this successful to the point where anybody can get into it, and then celebrities do get them, like yeah, LeBron James really does have a clone, right? And I don't know how he's gonna work into the actual ecosystem and everything like that, but still, when you think about long-term vision, it's like the people that are very, very well-known clones, they're going to be like, hey, we're just going to use your clone in this massive global commercial for this next product line, or you're going to be a model within this, and you don't have to do anything since we already have your 3D models, and we'll just write you, or we'll drop you ETH in your wallet or royalties based off of being a model for the day, right? And then you're just sitting there just chilling, and then all of a sudden your clone's in a global campaign for Artifact and Nike. Like me speaking just alone, since I've been part of the ecosystem, my clone was in season 1 forging, as well as the first Crypto Kick IRL, which is the first smart sneaker to ever release, right? And so that was just them throwing my clone with the product, right? And so it's like just by being active, being part of the ecosystem. So this is what's so cool is like as everyone's building out this stuff, it's like you building out your own persona and your own identity within this ecosystem. You'll be utilized later on in some way, shape, or form within the actual overarching story.
And
Johnny,
I'm
because
gonna hold you, bro.
did you
Hold
see
up,
the
real quick,
latest?
Teppy.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
After Ollie's video, I got the sexiest motherfucking badass human clone out there. I'm just gonna say it.
But I got the
Yeah.
sexiest demon if we're gonna go there.
Is that true,
Nah,
Jerry?
I don't
we
know. I
can't
got to
even
throw my
go
hat in
there.
there.
I'm just
I'm a handsome
saying.
motherfucker.
You cannot take the demon crown away from me, brother.
You guys gonna take that disrespect? Honestly, I wouldn't be me.
But
Bro, just
anyway,
imagine my clone, Baron's clone, and Anya skipping
Bro,
together to the field of
did you
flowers,
see
bro.
me in Ollie's video, bro? I was like, and I hit him with the blink too, with the green. My goodness.
Hey, Baron, I told
hey,
him last night. I said,
I didn't see you on the mountaintop though, man. Like I mean, I'll give you the human crown, but I was the one on the mountaintop. You know,
Bro, I was in the depths,
looking.
bro. I got my I'm with my Trojan horse with I got like 15 humans. We on the inside in the tunnels, bro. Fucking we out here, brother. But yo, Tevy, we're together, bro.
I was gonna
We're
say together
goatee
we're
gang,
strong,
yo.
man. Together
Oh
we're
yeah,
strong.
for sure, man. Like you know, like
yeah.
you and I, like we cousins. We cousins out here.
Bro,
You know,
goatee gang
different.
adds at the edge, bro. That goatee,
Let's
bro. We're
go.
mature clones. Like, let me
Let's
you know.
go. You know, this is no child's play.
Working.
No, no
Yes.
mess like that.
I
Hey,
can't
but what I
stand
was
y'all.
gonna say,
Have you
is,
guys have you guys used OnCyber's new metaverse that they created?
not yet, but I'm
I've
gonna be
been.
playing in there.
When was this? Today?
They've released this open metaverse platform where you could just build your metaverse, and I've started like literally a week ago, and I got Mr. Jang sending me all of his photos, and I made him a spot. Prez jumped in today, and he sent me some
Nice.
photos. I gave him like a highlighted
I
spot.
jumped in today.
Sophie jumped in,
Let's
obviously.
go, Sophie Max.
Bro, everybody could jump in, and it's crazy because you see the VRMs. Honestly, you guys, you would love it because Bad Take would like take over this. Like you guys have art, renders, people would just send you stuff. You could
How is this
put,
different? How's it different than what we've been hopping in the pods with like
bro, jump into
Leviant
my
and
stage
Prez?
right now and
It's
you'll
it's
see.
open
Bro, it's
world.
Oh,
It's
much
like
bigger.
Decentraland. It's actually pretty sick. You guys should check it out if you haven't.
I'll check. I
OnCyber
got.
is so slept on, bro. OnCyber is that shit, bro. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, that's what bro is saying right now. So the on-cyber metaverse that he's talking about right now, if you hop into it, you can basically like free roam, bro. So it's not like a pod where you're trapped in like a 3D like building. It's like you can like run around and like build in your friend's metaverse
You
and
could
stuff.
fly, you could
Yeah.
turn off gravity,
Yeah, and it's pretty
you could do
easy
whatever
too.
you want.
Yo,
It's got like a builder
DM
with
me
it.
your DM me your link. I'll get in later. I'm watering the plants right now, but DM me your link.
Yeah, it's on my page. I'll DM you right now.
Yeah, I want to check it out. You know, the funniest thing is Baron bought this clone last night, and I messaged him like, "Bro, you know that clone is in the Ollie movie, right? Like it's in the Angel section. It's got a feature in the movie." He's like, "No way!" He bought it without even knowing that it's already in a movie, bro.
Yo, that's a good point, comp. Like as we create way more digital content, like those plugs and was it like when Shake got that his Murakami DNA, bro? He got mad. It came with the clone, and he got the season 1 plugin. He got promo. He got content with it. Like you're gonna see that as digital content starts to stack up. Like you'll buying clones that have appearances in community made movies, edits, all that. That's gonna mean something in my eyes.
I gotta say, Bombay was the first one who I saw actively promoting, like his last clone that he sold. He was promoting it as a package with all the digital like art that has been made with the clone. He's like, you get this clone, and here's all the art that comes with it. He was actually letting people know that it comes with a little bit more than what the eye sees, which I think is a great way to market if you're selling clone. If you have content and stuff with it, it should go as a package, and you can actually use that as kind of like a selling point.
Bombay, do you remember
Shout out
when we
Bombay.
came up with that harebrained idea? We're like, dude, we got to start packaging things with the content, with the Snapchat filter, with all of it. Here it is. You get the
That's what I'm
full
saying, bro.
package.
That's dude. The end goal would be like you can build a business and then you sell your clone and the business for like $1 million to a company and call it a day. Start over.
Imagine if your
I mean,
clone
that's
has
what
a
we've been
resume.
talking about this whole time. Yeah. I mean, that's what we've been talking about this whole time. Is like when you first got the clone, it's like, what do you plan on doing with it? I mean, it's been multiple years, right? And then you start seeing certain people. It's like when you just see their clone, like you know who they are, right? It's like this is where it's like brand identity. And it's like again, we're still early when you talk about like the early days. It's like it takes 5-10 years. We always talk about artifacts, right? It takes 5-10 years to build a real company, right? But it's like you have that asset within it as their grows. It's like the lore within you grows, and it's like again early days where it's like if you're building the foundation early. Yeah, and you're used a lot and a lot and a lot, and you're just seeing over and over and over again. Yeah, the value of your clone or your asset when you decide to sell it, it's like somebody from the outside is like, oh my God, I can just buy this established clone that's already been in all this stuff that, yeah, it's already got a story behind it, and all I just got to do is pick up the reins and just run with it, right? So,
So I
yeah.
was gonna say, man, like wait till I don't know if I'm guessing not everybody read the latest patent, but one of the things that they talked about is advertising and how you'll be able to utilize your clone jerseys, and they give the example of jerseys, right? And like spot advertisement for, basically being able to advertise anything on the clothing that your clone is wearing. They talked about video games and integration, and it's if you read that patent, like I don't remember all of it, but like I have snippets of it. Maybe I'll create a little thread or something. But actually, I'll just link the patent. People can go and read it for themselves. It's not super long. You can like just read the summary, but it is like the stuff that's being built by Artifact, the patents that they're dropping. This latest one was dropped, I think, here in June, not too long ago, and it's what they're spelling out for utility for these assets is going to be is next level, right? Like they're talking about basically what the whole identity thing and kind of building your social presence and all that stuff does matter. It's literally written black on white in that patent that collabs and the ability to lock in some of those contracts and advertisement pieces will be based on your basically your social score essentially, right? And how relevant you are. So to Johnny's point earlier of like you being around, being active and being recognizable in the ecosystem does go a long way, because you might just get reached out for getting your clone used in an ad or whatever it might be. And it's again, they're spelling it all out, they're making it super straightforward. And those patents are gold mines of why you talk about people want a roadmap and things like that. Nah, you don't need that. Go read the patent. Like that's all you need. That's your roadmap of like where this is all going.
Up to $1 million a
Yeah,
year, right?
yeah,
What other clones do you know with VVS eyes? Name 3 of them.
yeah. I
Name
think
10
Krem is the
books.
only one I know that has VVS eyes. But yeah,
No,
otherwise, yeah.
yeah, down in the audience with the Yugi, bro. VVS eyes.
Oh well, there you go. So there's 3. So it's Dre, Ya, and Krem are the only 3 that I know. But you're the only one with the silver VVS that I know,
Yeah, the
actually.
silver. I don't know anybody else with the silver.
What I
Yeah,
love
like
is you guys are individually like recognizable, right? This is what I love
yeah,
about it. It's like when I see Cass's profile picture, I know exactly, right? It's like when I see Dre, when I see again Compound, it's like you've been wearing this, drip one for the last couple of months, right? But before that, it was the other clone, right? Tevi, I see you. It's like you see it, right? It's like I think it's like the same clones you see over and over and over. I mean, Barron's has got a slew. I see it like just like a stable every single time I see him. But Ali is just becoming a synonymous now, right? It's like obviously Rupsies. It's like that's his his forever clone right now. Me, I just switched it up, but obviously with the red beard, that's going to be something where it's like you see it. Obviously, you just know like no one else in the. I mean, you can't even get it, right? I'm going to create my own metadata. But it's like, I think this is what's so dope is like you show up, you're doing something for the community. It's community driven, but you're doing it for yourself just out of the love. And then it's like, again, you're just consistent. You show up. And then it's like every single person, it's just like when things happen, when collaborations happen within the community, when awards are given out to community members, it's like the whole community at one time will say, makes sense. That makes total sense. That person, yes, absolutely. They did this or they did that or they've been showing up or they've been doing that. Yes, it's like it makes absolute sense when it happens, right? Like inactive clones or people that are sitting here waiting for us and other, the artifact themselves to actually create value, that's cool, right? But then it's like there's super active clones out here that are doing stuff, and when shit really happens as time goes on, like, yeah, they'll be utilized because it's like they're the face of the entire ecosystem, right? It makes sense.
Yo, you know who's smoking their custom clone and story is POV, bro. Like Point is going crazy with his story. He's got a kid called Beast in there. He got the custom tats on there. Like that shit. I was like, damn, bro. He's been going crazy. So, like, I just love to see the story around the clone. Like, that's why I'm like, bro, if you don't do Blender, bro, pay an artist, pay some creator to do it for you. I got some commissions coming soon, and just get it out there, cause shit, bro, we can do it by any means.
Oh, speaking of commissions, man, I just got the one from Yuka today.
Crazy, crazy.
Man, like, you know what the crazy part is? I didn't tell her to do. I just told her, like, here's my elemental, here's my clone. I just want them together, and that's what she came up with, and that's what I
Let them
love about
cook.
these. Exactly. Like, you don't have to be prescriptive. Like, these are top tier artists, and just let their vision come to life. Like the whole Ali thing, like, he just grabbed clones and just went crazy with it. And like, you see, and that's what's amazing to me. Like, you see your clone through somebody else's eyes and how they view it, and the storyline that they're envisioning and imagining, and the representation is so next level. Like, it's like, I just love it. Like I said, like, nowhere else that I know of can you go and get, like, so many talented creative people to represent you, through their eyes, but still kind of capturing a little bit of your essence. Like, I had a commission done by Elle a few months back, and she put together my drip clone, and that was, same thing, the same awe feeling of, man, like, this is how you see it, and it's just next level, like Mr. Jang, and I can go on and on and on, but you see it on the timeline all the time, and it's just amazing, man. Like, I love it. I straight up love it, and that's what you get when you have, like, a community full of creatives and, like, entrepreneur mindset and business focus oriented people. So, it's not like, it's not your run of the mill, just quick flip, move on. It's like people are making big moves out here and dropping, like, top tier, creations. And on top of that, you still have the main core team behind there still doing things that, we're not even privy to just yet, right? But we're starting to see it through the physicals, and we still have, like, some major drops coming later in the year. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Clearly, I'm not anywhere else because this is the place, this is the spot to be. Um, but
Hell yeah,
yeah,
man. Yeah, I just wanted
You
to
know what?
say, like, like, it should really be underlined that, like, the video that Ali made, right, bro? This guy only had like 5 minutes. I think that's how long the video is. But I really, 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 really hope you guys know that this guy was just teasing everybody, bro. It was literally like a he if he really wanted to, bro, I'm telling you, bro. You guys are so lucky, bro. That the entire community is like this, bro. Like, I'm not even joking, bro. You guys have no idea what you're in for, bro. Just wait till he starts actually, like, messing with, like, nodes and stuff in these videos, bro. You guys are gonna You're in for such a treat, bro. I'm like, it's insane, bro. It's insane. It's 100%. This guy's been working in Blender for, like, at least, like, 4 or 5 years, bro. At least.
This is what I'm
More.
saying. This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? Look what Ali did, right? Look what Ali did in 2.5 weeks by himself, right? Look what Artifact's been doing for over a year, being silent with an entire team working with the best graphics companies in the world, right? That we still have no idea because they're not going to drop anything until they're ready to, like, actually drop, like, this massive storyline. This is what excites me, right? It's like Ali showed us what's possible, and it sets a level of expectation in a way where it's like, if this dude can take 200 individual clone files by himself. I don't even know what rig he's using in Blender, which is a free software, and he did it in like 2.5, 3 weeks. I mean, I can only imagine what an entire team with funding that actually has an actual vision of what they see these things actually doing and being and becoming, like, are actually going to produce once we actually see it. I mean, even Jarlin, I think, dropped a post, what it was like a week or two ago. I said, working on something interesting. It's like, drop your clone. If, right. It was just one of those random hints. But every single time they do that, it's like first season, like forging, or like for like a random video to include random clones and stuff like that. So it's like, man, that's why it's like I have high hopes. It's like seeing what Ali did and what he produced by himself. It's like, man, what I expect out of this team as far as the graphics. And again, I've seen it with the Crypto Kick IRL drop, them working with other independent graphics companies, because again, they're not just doing it on their own. They're hiring like the dopest independent graphics companies and partnering up with them to like turn our clones into the most realistic, like future / anime / cartoon / whatever the hell their vision is. I mean, I don't know. I'm just riding along, but seeing what Ali proved and showed us, it was like, yeah, there's a lot of amazing things in our future.
Did you guys see the latest collection by Jay Marino? Like the little snippet he dropped earlier today. Like he has like some Spider-Verse type graphics in there. The thing, like these guys, man, and gals are just feeding of each other and just taking it to the next level. Like, just when you think, like, oh, this is as good as it gets, like somebody else takes it, up a notch. Illa, I just saw like the Illa stuff too. I was like, this is pretty dope. But this is, and I go back to what Chris was saying of, back during the NVIDIA little, I forget what it's called, but the notes that they dropped, and they were talking about like using AI. But Chris was talking about, and Benoit were saying how, like the community comes out and it's almost like now it's a competition, right? Like Artifact will drop something, and then the community steps it up and pushes it to the next level, which then gets the Artifact team to want to go even further beyond, right? So it's like this friendly competition, and it's self feeding, and it just grows and feeds on itself and becomes this massive, just next level evolution of where this can really go. And you step back and you start really thinking about what Chris has said all along, where he wants this to become bigger than the Marvel universe, and you can slowly see how it could in its own right get on that level, and maybe even beyond. Like some of the animes out there, like that people have been watching, like Naruto is like over 12 years old, right? Like, and so it's these things that people are growing up with. Like all these different animes are like iconic in their own right. So if you were able to create a full storylines with Clone, with Animus, create this whole ecosystem, this all made of multiple worlds, like you could literally create a show, a series with various characters, make them superheroes, villains, whatever, and just build this for years on end, right? Like there's truly no limits, and it can expand as more creators, more creatives get into the ecosystem, get picked on by the team. And it's not even that hard to imagine when you consider that people from the Spider-Verse movie are on the Artifact team and building with them. So this when we were saying like this is literally just year 1 or 2 of Artifact doing this, and we have years and years ahead of us of this coming together and being built. I don't know how people are not bullish on it, but frankly, it doesn't even matter at this point, because that you either wake up and get on early, or it's when it's massive, you look back and you're like, oh man, I should have, could have, but didn't. And now you're coming in at the high end, which is fine too, but that's everybody's got to pick and choose their entry point. But I think for the people who see it today, it's clear as day, and I'm here for it, and Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. That's all I gotta say. I'm looking forward to actually meeting a bunch of you in Anaheim later, and I'm gonna keep saying it that way, Dre. I don't
I
know how
was
to say it
not
the other
ready
way,
for
so
that, bro. I was not ready for that at all. I
yeah.
swear.
So that's what I'm going with.
Anaheim.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But yeah, man, this
Tevy's
is
doing a little traveling, huh? Okay, Tevy, first artifact event.
yeah, man. I'm excited, man. Like I've been watching all the
Is
little videos and yeah,
Johnny
man.
gonna be there? Johnny?
Bro, I am like literally, I'm like right in between trying to figure out because I got a business trip, I think, to Miami, but like I'm trying to move things around and figure out if I can get out there. I might definitely be able to get out there for the 16th. I'm not exactly sure if the 17th is doable. I just want to come see you guys, and I think it's been like over a year since
Johnny,
DesignerCon, since I
you
saw
gotta
you
do
guys.
it, man.
Hey, Johnny, if you
I
come, Ruffy
dropped a
said he
trip
coming,
to
so you gotta
Ireland.
come.
Yeah,
Like,
Rupsy
I'm
said he's
dropping a
coming
trip
if
to
you make it.
Ireland to make it. Come on.
If Rupsy's coming, then you, God, I mean, yeah,
There you go.
I don't know. It's gonna be a good time no matter what. I know that.
He said it was
Yeah.
riding on you.
He said if you there, he there. So you gotta be there so he can be there. We gotta be
Trying
there.
to put the blame on. He's trying to put
Shit,
the blame on you.
I mean, together we're strong, right?
Johnny, all I'm saying is I'm dropping a trip to Ireland for work so I can be there. So I think we can make one
feel
day.
real guilty now.
No, dude, I topped that, dude. I'm dropping my member golf tournament.
Damn, that's huge. Yeah.
No, I don't give a shit.
Man,
That's
you might have
nothing,
just
dude.
swayed
That's
me.
like what? Yeah, isn't that a big deal, Johnny? Like, dude.
I mean, bro, I was a golf pro, so I mean, shit. I mean, it's one of those random things most people don't know. But it's like,
it breaks my heart.
very seriously.
It breaks my heart, but you know what? That's the type of problems I got, man. I am in good shape. You know what I mean? Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I really do want to go out there, man. It's like just the crew is fucking dope. So it's just being able to see everybody. I know there's going to be a bunch of random people that are going out there that are just like first times out there. So it's always good to meet up with the actual people in real life.
Sounds like Johnny's coming. I think that's what we just get confirmation of.
Johnny, I'm saying this, man. You do not want to miss it. If you can make it, you got to make it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Listen, Johnny, this might be the last time in the next 6 months that you can travel to California because there's another COVID coming.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No. I was definitely going to come for at least, I think, one day. I was just trying to figure out, it's like, if I can actually push that 17th date. But, yeah, I mean,
Johnny, I'm going to say this, man.
All right, Rupsy, was going to see you on the 16th, bro.
If you can make it, you got to make it.
Is it both like the 16th and 17th? Is it during the day or is it evening? Is it?
It's day. It's things happening throughout both days, both daytime and evening. So again, bro, if you can make it,
all right. No, I've been honestly thinking about
Johnny,
it for the last week and a half.
Johnny, do not want to miss it. I'm telling you, you got to make it.
Now, if there was ever like a hint, not subtle at all, that I've heard, that was one right there. Now the man said, "You gotta make it."
Dude, yesterday, Dre opened the space by saying something about something being untied, or like he made like a shoelace reference, and I'm like, man, what is my guy trying to tell me? And I haven't figured it out yet, but something's going on.
Is that true, Dre? Did you say that?
Did I say that? I must have missed that one.
Baron wouldn't make that up, though, would he?
No, like he said something, and maybe he just didn't realize it because he's such a sneaker connoisseur. But I pay attention, man. I've learned you got to be a good listener.
Go back to your notes. What did he say? Go back to your notes.
Yeah, what's the recap?
Pull up the notes.
No, man, I don't have the notes. Gosh darn it.
Space was recorded.
Yeah, we got to go back to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen now.
It's the first thing he said. It was within his first few sentences of yesterday. Check it out. See what you think.
I think I said that I'm tired. Like, oh man, I'm so tired. Not shoot tired. I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
No. Let's analyze this. What could that mean? What could that mean? Like, I think this is a hint right here. What Dre just said right now might be a hint.
I'm still tired.
I think it's definitely a hint to whatever is happening there. I don't think it's tired.
Regardless, if my
like
boys got
tired.
alpha, I'm fucking stoked for it.
Yeah,
It's probably like a lace engine tied or something. I don't know. I mean, the shoes should be shipping around that time too, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what it
know-
is? They forged the lace engines. They're going to hand them out.
That's right.
But they're just like a replica. They're not. They don't work. That's the alpha.
Listen, if they give me that lace engine 3D printed IRL, I'm going to lose it in a positive way. I'm like, you know what? I want that lace engine. I feel like I deserve it. Talk about like entitlement. Yeah, give me that lace engine. Like I want it. That thing, it looks amazing. You know, forget the whole history behind it. It's actually pretty cool. Like all the little wheels and knobs and things are like all intricate. And what if you could like they gave you like a toy set where you could like put it together and take it apart? That would be cool actually. Dre, are we getting the lace engine?
You want us to physical coupons? That's all you want? No, I'm just playing.
Hey,
yo, even if you're not a clone, though, I would say this: even if you're not a clone, anybody who's listening, come through the event. It's we're working through the logistics for the clone holders to make sure everybody makes it in. But this is something that I believe any and everyone will want to be a part of. To be honest, they want to experience this because it's something there for any and everyone. And I'll say it like that. I'm gonna quit talking about it. Rupsy, you got to come now. Johnny said he coming, bro. So you got to switch it up. We'll see you there, guy.
Can we get a thumbs up?
See you there, Rups.
Can we get a thumbs up, Rupsy?
Let me know if you want
know
in on
you
this
hear
hotel
me.
block.
Okay. He said my birthday's 2 weeks later. I'm like, how does that conflict with the event 2 weeks before your birthday? I didn't want to argue with him because I don't question people, but like 2 weeks, bro. I literally get on a plane on Tuesday to Ohio.
We got a hand. I would like a thumbs up though. Like if you're coming, like I would love to meet you.
Trust me, I would too.
That's why he said he's coming. He got to come and meet Johnny, bro. So it's a wrap. He already said, "Yo, if Johnny coming, I'm coming." Those are his words. If Johnny coming, I'm coming. Just like that. If Johnny coming, I'm coming.
I think that means he's gonna be there because Johnny's coming.
Hey Byron, you gotta ping me in the DMs in Discord or something. I don't have any more DMs. I'm all
Listen
out.
to me.
I was
He's so thirsty he would take a lace engine, guys.
Just give me anything.
The guy would take a lace engine. He's so thirsty.
He said, "Fuck."
That's how dedicated we are to this project, man. We'll take anything. We'll take a broken lace engine.
Let me get that.
He said he'll be
Baron, let me get that
happy
tote bag. Let me get that tote bag. Does it have an RFID chip? No, it's okay. Let me. No, I can't take it. Oh, it's for staff only. Oh, staff can't even take it. Oh, sorry.
But like real talk though, if they give you like a lace engine 3D model, that's like that you can put apart and put together, would you not be happy?
No, that would remind me of when Benito sent us the FUD virus, and we didn't really need it.
I mean, even when we were down in Miami, they actually had the lace engines, so we could actually look at them and hold them and see them. And like, I swear, like the team itself, like the guys that were responsible for it, man, when I had it in my hand, they were looking at me so funny. They were like, "Oh God, dude, I hope this guy doesn't take his phone out. Oh God, I hope he doesn't try to take a picture of it. Oh God, I don't want to tell him he can't." Like, you know, it was like they were so protective of like the tech in it, where they're like, "Yo, you can see it in your hand and you can ask us questions, but as far as being able to take it with you or anything like that, no, sorry, my guy."
I think that lace engine is why sorry, Drake. I think that lace engine is why one of the main reasons that Nike bought Artifact. That lace engine right there.
Wait, y'all have these things in Miami? When did you see these things?
We saw them in Miami for.
I saw the kicks.
Art Basel. No, they pulled it out. The designers, the execs, Nike execs pulled it out for us to play with. Pause. That sounded terrible, but we had it. We had it in here.
The lace
Yeah,
engine or the kit?
Yeah, that Comp, you were out just enjoying yourself, having a good old time.
Yeah, Comp was kicking it, bro.
Yeah, he was like, yo, yeah, he was enjoying it. Let's just say that.
Just
Miami
out
was a good
sweating
time.
in his hoodie in the
Bro, he
Miami
was
rain.
kicking it.
But no, they had
rolling
like,
on Randy's coattails.
Yeah, it was the Nike execs they had up there. And they pulled it out for us. I think Dre was there. I think Tommy was there. I think a few other of us were kind of just hanging around, just like super interested in it. So we were just kind of asking them questions about how it actually worked, and there was actually Bluetooth enabled into it, and the auto lacing engine, and all this stuff. So I was like, it was pretty interesting to see how light it was. Actually, that was the interesting part, right? With these shoes, it's like having all the other Adapt shoes that they've dropped from the Hirachis to the 11s to the Adapt BBs to all the other ones. Like those are so heavy. And so for these ones to be as light as they were, I was like stoked, because not only did we get to see the lace engine, but we got to actually hold just the sole. And then we also got to hold the entire shoe like put together, right? And so we got to actually see the entire inner components. We got to see where it was actually, carved out for the lace engine to sit within the actual sole unit itself. So yeah, it was really cool to actually see the guys and the engineers who are actually responsible for that shoe coming to life and actually building it from scratch. One guy responsible for the auto lacing component, another guy for the Bluetooth, another guy for the design of the shoe, and really, it was really dope.
You know what's wild when we think about that is those guys from Nike are kind of reminiscent of what our community is like here, right? Like they worked at Nike, but they weren't really like shoe guys. We was talking about the shoes that we acquired throughout the years, and a lot of them, they didn't get anything. Like they didn't have, how the hell you get those? We was talking about Air Yeezys and got into a conversation about the future of Nike and where they were going, and they were like, they said it themselves. We work at Nike, but the things that you guys are speaking about right now are down the hall that we never get to go down. So we know just as much as you know. You seems like you know more than us. He said that multiple times. Like it felt like the community members here, where we have these abilities to tap into this sector, these shoe markets, and certain people are interested and certain people aren't. Same type of situation there. Like I remember asking them, when did these drop? And they was like, oh, you got to ask Zap. That's something that he knows. I'm like, damn, how you create them and work on them? You have no idea what's happening here with the logistics. It's crazy. But it's mad wild just to showcase and run those parallel between the two. So yeah, man, it had the lace engine. I got a picture of holding the soles. I'm gonna post that up too. And we asked all type of questions. Remember they showed us the charging unit and how to charge it before they showed it to anyone else, and they didn't want us taking pictures of that because it was so innovative with what they created and different from the first one. It was super dope. Super dope.
So they showed you all this stuff a year ago.
They showed us this before they even announced what was in the monolith.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what was so funny. When we went down to Miami, they were in monolith glass boxes, and I was like, huh, this is suspicious. This kind of guess this is what's in the monolith, right? And this was like 2 or 3 weeks before, and this is what was so crazy before everyone like lost their head about the crypto kick IRLs and the monolith and it all being messed up. Like anyone who was in Miami at the time was basically like, well, we know what's in the monolith now, right? It's like, and then 3 weeks later, they're like, cracks open and this is what was in the monolith, and everyone lost their head. I was like, oh, shit. It was just interesting because I mean, Dre was there. I mean, he knew exactly what was going to be in that monolith. Mm-hmm. We saw all the 4 different colorways, what they were thinking. I mean, the way they placed it. We even saw the future NFTs, right? Like the digital NFTs that were behind it were the actual futuristic like tokens that we were actually going to get after we burned it. So,
yeah,
they're all videos. Remember, Johnny, though that drop would have been fine if the shipping had been worldwide. And it wasn't even on the team that it couldn't ship. But literally, if that shoe ships worldwide at that moment, it's a freaking home run. The whole thing, because the vibes were epic. We knew what was in there, and then, bang. And then because they couldn't ship worldwide, people started to get pissed off about the fact that it's just a mint token. Oh, you opened my fucking monolith. I wanted to open my monolith. It turned into bigger issues, but like literally, and the whole reason it couldn't ship is because the tech was so heady. Literally, it's so cutting edge. They haven't even
negotiated their insurance contracts to be able to ship that type of shit.
That's a fact.
So I mean, that's why I say, like, I know that the IRL events, people want them to be announced a little bit more advanced. This one was announced way more advanced than any other previous. The registration's been better. But I'm telling you, if you're not going to these IRL events, try to go next time, because you get so much. We were hanging out with Zap and Clegg, and like they were part of Bad Take type vibe.
That's
and I'm dead serious.
That's a fact. That's how I got to know them. That's how I started speaking to both of them. And as soon as they came to the shop, we kicked it. Had tons of questions. I met Chris for the first time. Started speaking to him about what he did with TDE and what I did with TDE, and started talking about music and all types of stuff, playlists and all types of stuff. Then they immediately went over to the NFT Now interview. We rolled over there with them like we was entourage, right? Sat in the front row, kicked it. That's how we built and fortified relationships. And that is the truth. They were hanging around. We did meet them. We did speak to them like they were a Bad Take. Same situation in Utah. It's been the same situation every time I've had an IRL event. Same situation when Chris came out here in LA for NFT LA. We just continuously worked on the relationship, built up, got to know each other more, spoke to each other. Like, just so many other things that I can't even speak about. Other alpha stuff happened. So if you can make it to this event, man, make it out there. You definitely get more than what you bargained for. And it knocks it out the box because you never know what to expect. So if you can come, make sure you come through. You do not want to miss this.
Again, that's such a subtle hint. I feel like I don't know if I want to go now. I mean, but I think I might just go out on a limb and just do it. Like I feel like it might be a good idea to show up. I actually want to go back. I want to, Johnny. I have a question for you actually. So and Dre too, because it sounds like you guys both grabbed the CIRLs. Weight wise, would you say they're like heavier than the Air Force, like an Air Force One, or lighter?
They felt like an Air Force One to me. Like they were, like Johnny said, they're extremely light, especially with the type of technology that they have inside of them. I've had damn near every adapt that Nike has dropped, and I didn't pay attention to how heavy those adapts were until I felt the CIRLs, and I was like, damn, you are right. They were extremely, like, super clunky and heavy, right? Like even Ja Morant, he just dropped his first signature shoe with Nike this year, actually during the NBA All-Star game. Because if you was down in Utah, you got access to the shoe model that hasn't even released yet. And he was wear testing the CIRLs, and they were supposed to be his first model shoe to drop. But he switched it from the CIRLs model. Before it was called CIRL, it was just the Nike Next Edition, Next Generation Adapt. Those were supposed to be his signature shoes, but he hooped in them, war tested them, and they're all-purpose basketball shoes. So of course they don't want those to be heavy when basketball players or NBA players are out there hooping. So they're extremely light. They might even be lighter than Air Force Ones. They were crazy.
See, now that's exciting to hear, because I was wondering if they would be like super, because I plan, so I have two pairs, right? Like I plan to have one that I'll be using to work out and stuff and do like any questing, and then one that I like I'll just kind of dress up, wear for like special occasions or whatnot. But that I was worried about how heavy they might be with all that tech built in, but it sounds like that's not even a concern, which is really cool. So yeah, man, like August is coming to an end. We should, in the next week or so here, we should get some type of news on when these are going out. So that in itself, can you imagine like if we get these shoes before Cali, like that? Seriously, if I can wear those shoes and travel and get to Cali with them on, I will be the happiest one of the happiest community members out there. I actually have my season 1 stuff now. If I can wear Artifact from head to toe and carry my belongings in my case and get to Cali, like, do you understand what that actually means? Artifact gave you like a full wardrobe plus travel suitcases for you to put your stuff in. Oh my god! Oh man,
They're giving you
this is
the
setting
first
in.
juice. They're giving you the first juice to ever actually earn rewards with ever, right? And then you're gonna be able to
Yes.
double tap that heel, baby. Double tap that heel to claim those airdrops.
You know, like on some what is that little girl in the Wizard of Oz? You know, click your heels and keep it
Dorothy.
moving. Yeah, it's the same stuff.
My man said that little girl. No, that's for fact. I said the same situation the whole time, right? We got our uniforms. We haven't even got our cleats yet. But I forgot that we got our own travel bag. That's bananas. I'm going to have to wheel mine around that bitch, too.
Just might have to, man. Just might have to.
Nah, I'm guaranteeing I'm definitely wheeling that bitch around there.
Yep, me too. I'm going to put my lunchbox in there.
No, you won't. But if you do, I'm definitely gonna take a video and I'm gonna edit the hell out of it and I'm gonna be posting it as a GM post. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm going to put Compound's music equipment in it and wheel it around.
I want to put a price tag on it at 10,000 and reel it around.
Throw some expensive, elusive sneakers in there and wheel it around.
This whole thing is about to be. I mean, it sounds like if you can make it, you should. I think is the message of the night.
Tevy's already got tickets. Don't let this guy fool you. He's already ready to rock. He's got plane tickets probably. Look for Dre Millie at the function. He'll have the Ramoa packed full of bad take stickers and stuff. And
you won't have to try to find Dre. He's gonna be towering over everyone.
He's cruising. He's got a custom Ramoa with green wheels, man. Like, y'all ain't ready for it. I'm telling you. You're gonna crack it open right there on the floor, just ready to rock. Bro, please, everybody just roll their Ramoas around. That would be so funny. So cringy, but so funny. Like, I don't.
It's like when the Supreme Ramoa dropped, and like every single person had like the fake luggage. So you like see like the Chinese airport, and there was like 400 passengers like rolling through at the exact same time with the same luggage, thinking that they were like getting that limited.
Were they knockoffs from China?
Like, yeah, 90% of those were just knockoffs from China. You know, it's just like
tons of people had the fake ones. I actually hit that and sold that release. I had a homie who hit me up like, "Yo, let me rent it while I go on." Like, bro, you don't sit down somewhere selling this sippity sap.
Dude, that was one of the most faked collections like globally. If you think about like the bags, the hoodies, like the wallets, the Ramoa bags. I mean, like so much of that collection, like the Supreme, Louis Vuitton, and Louis.
Johnny, was there any way to verify authenticity with the Supremes? Was it like paperwork, or how did it work?
No, I don't think so.
There wasn't like a world merging chip or anything in it. I know Louis does.
Nada.
They have their system, but not Supreme.
There was nothing. Doesn't necessarily do that either. For real, the only people Montclair did it for a while, but it wasn't really working as the way that they wanted it to, or the way that they expected it to, because they started faking that too.
That aspect is so slept on and overlooked. You know what I mean? Like, being that authenticity part is huge, right? Because sure, they may attempt to flood the market with fakes, but as a buyer or a seller, you can always authenticate if it's real. You know what I mean? Which helps secure the value of the stuff that you guys are buying. The Ramoas, all of our shoes, everything, man. It helps secure and maintain value that when the market's not getting flooded with bullshit.
Did anybody read that? What was the deal with that lawsuit update that they gave? Or so I saw a tweet about, and they said that like if Nike
They're trying to get
Nike can
StockX
prove
to,
that like the same person
yeah,
was selling fakes, multiple fakes, and got it through StockX.
yeah. They're trying to
They
give
got a problem.
StockX numbers of the fakes that came through StockX and prove that StockX was selling fakes, and that's because once you prove that, at least if you can prove that at least one fake came through StockX, it's a wrap. It's a huge wrap.
But I thought that they settled.
No, they still
No.
going.
No, see, this is the thing is, right? It's like we talk about like before the RFID chips and the blockchain, right? Why Nike is moving this way, why they acquired Artifact, why like the importance of like the dilution of their brand is going to be important with RFID chips because you're going to be able to tell between the real and the fake, right? Right now, I don't even think Nike has a true way of even them telling what's real and what's fake unless it's a really, really bad fake, right? Or like it's a, obvious fake in a way where it's like, let's be real. It's like, the litigation has been going on for a year and a half, and this is the only thing holding it up. Is StockX is basically saying, okay, well, if all of these fakes are going through, you then show us exactly how you're proving that they're fake, right? And then Nike's sitting there like, well, they don't have RFID chips, they don't have anything to really prove that an unauthorized fake. The boxes can be completely fake. The any tag or sticker on the inside can be fake. The labels can be faked. Like all of the soles that are manufactured in the same region of China, all of the uppers are made. Everything is the same, right? So it's like Nike being able to disprove whether or not their products are real or fake. That's their big holdup right now, right? But then again, this is why I know for a fact the importance of blockchain as far as like RFID chips implanted into it with their own marketplace is going to be like, is like their number one goal for the future as far as like holding their value for their brand and knowing that we're the first shoes ever to be released by Nike and continue to be the first ones, right? Because again, they're not like implanting this into a lot of stuff right now, right? At all, right? Except for us. And we're getting Crypto Kick arrows, we're getting Air Force Ones, we're getting the Dunks here soon, whatever else silhouettes that they're creating right now as their own individual artifact silhouettes that weren't made for other athletes or anything like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. RFID chips in their own platform is important, but like, yeah, right now I don't think they can sell.
Fun times. There's about to be some live shit happening, man, and we in the precipice of it all, yo. About to watch it happen from 4 seats.
What's up, Secure?
Hey man, yeah, I heard TDE getting thrown around, and I was like, oh, I'm seeing JID this weekend in Australia. I can't come to an event over in the US, but then I remembered JID signed to Dreamville and not TDE, so I shut up. But just on that topic of fakes, so I've got a bit of experience here. So a lot of the fakes that actually come out are actually produced in the factories that produce the authentic products. So the only thing that technically qualifies them as fakes is that they aren't stamped through the production chain of Nike and purchased by them through FOB before wholesale and retail sale. The product is actually identical. That's a grade 1 fake. They usually make down to grade 3 or grade 5 fake, depending on the type of product. So when you go to a market and you see a really cheap Louis bag, that's like a tier 5 fake, but you can get like a tier 1 fake Louis bag that is exactly the same and still has a retail value that is expensive, like compared to a traditional fake. So Air Force Ones and big selling shoes like that are very, very high. People don't know that, like Nike and stuff, they don't own these factories. They essentially lease and rent the factories. And there's been a huge transition in factory ownership and production over the last couple of years because everyone realized they were over-indexed in China. So now that they have factories all over the world, it's actually a little bit of an issue for most brands because they're having a lot of trouble tracking authenticity of product and manufacturing quantities, and they'll put quotas on quantities and track percentages of units coming out now. So it's crazy. I agree. I think RFID chips and chipping shoes is the future. But the one thing, I guess, and I think we might have talked about this before in this space, is the one thing the brands don't want to give up is the number of units they're producing per article. It is a huge mechanism for hype. And if people woke up in the morning knowing that there was 250,000 pairs of bred Jordan 1s, like would the hype be the same? That's to me what's holding us back. So what I think will be really interesting is, unlike the Puma, Gutter Cat collab where you can see there's 2,356 pairs or whatever it ended up being. I think it was about that at last check for me. So now you know how many of those Gutter Mellows there is, right? But whether or not the RFID chip will purely authenticate the product as real, or whether it will give you like a number in the chain of where your production sits, which I think is actually way cooler. Like when we all buy super rare shoes and it's like 7 of 250 or 7 of 1,000, to me, that just feels so much cooler than knowing it's authentic. So seeing if they amplify the information that becomes available via the chips, I think will be really interesting. My anticipation is that they won't, because they won't want to give up the info, but I hope that they do, and maybe they just leverage it on specific releases where they're super rare. But I agree. I think, once we get the Nike marketplace up, and if you look at, it's a very weird tangent to string together, but if you look at what McDonald's are doing at the moment with their app, and then you consider what Starbucks did with their app, and you look at the way that Dot Swoosh will be integrated into sneakers, like the roadmap's all there. And like I said last time I spoke to you guys, the pieces of the puzzle are all on the table. They're just going to put it together over the next couple of years, and it'll be epic. Like, I'm super excited about it. So yeah, they used to make fakes on my customs. So I used to buy the fakes and then claim it back on PayPal. And then when I did my like speaking tours for like graphic design classes and stuff, I used to bring in the fakes and the reels. And then I visited a fake factory in China. That's how I know a bit about that sort of stuff.
Damn. Bro, he just came in and gave us like insider knowledge on like how it all goes down. Bro, I appreciate
so
you.
good. They're so good. They're better than the real ones. That's how good they are.
Well, they're competing, right? They're competing with the brand that they're actually selling, right? They're buying. This is where it was so much funny with like the reimagined Jordan 3s that had come out recently, right? It's like most of the fake pairs were made better than the retail pairs, right? They like the reimagined was supposed to be like this aged look, but then the quality of like the retail pairs, like people were literally returning them because they were such trash. But people that were buying the fake versions at like actual retail prices were getting better quality out of their fakes than the retail pairs, just because like the fake factory is now competing for the retail price of Nike.
Dude, Johnny, it's like when guy sees or somebody gets a shoe and they're like, "What the fuck is this glue all over here?" It's like, well, that's a Nike shoe. That one's real, right?
Well, yeah, and well, like the crew was saying, right? It's like with the factories moving constantly.
Pushing fakes, they're going to make them perfect.
So another interesting useless fact is when the sticker on the inside says leather on the upper, it technically only has to occur over one panel. So on an Air Force One 07, which is the remake that got made in 07, which is when they transitioned the majority of the materials over to a synthetic leather, like the tongue tag or the mid panel might be leather, but the rest of the shoe remains synthetic on a lot of those styles. So you actually don't have to have all of the materials under the one banner on the classification, and the numbers in the barcode will actually refer to the material set of the product itself. So when you actually look at a sticker, and it's a quandary for people who are vegan, for example, when they're trying to find products that don't have animal-based products in it, because one thing like most people don't know is glue in shoes, like it's made with animal bones. So a lot of the glues that are in sneakers actually aren't vegan approved. So there's all sorts of little tricks of the trade that go into making a product for as cheap as possible that lasts as long as possible, or isn't green, or isn't eco-friendly or vegan-friendly. It's a whole big game you play with classifications.
Jeez, dude. Secure.
That was one of the first things I learned when I went overseas, right? This was like one of the biggest educational lessons I went, like when I actually went over to the season, saw the factories and I asked the questions and saw it. It's like, yeah, you're looking at all these brands globally trying to compete on a global scale, and what they're willing to do and what they're trying to do to try to get the cost down as low as humanly possible to try to get as max profit out of it as possible. It's pretty insane what they do, and this is just again through shoes, but yeah, seeing it firsthand was pretty eye opening.
Okay, I got a question. And then, do you guys think that there is any like level of these companies kind of allowing the fakes or having any hands in it? Like, shit, if they're gonna make fakes anyways, like let's just take a cut from it, let them do it, and just don't claim that it's being allowed instead of suing them.
This is where all the secondary comes in, right? So it's like the brand itself isn't actually reaping the rewards from it. It's like it's all these secondary sites, like their tier 0 accounts, or like the secondary sites that are selling it. This is where Nike is really smart, where they're just going to take it all in house in a way where it's like all of these StockXs that, again, some of their biggest vendors that sell on StockX are actually located in Guangzhou, China, which are selling tens of thousands of units of sneakers onto fake sneakers onto StockX, and StockX is basically pushing it through because because why wouldn't they, right? Like, I'm not gonna say this like in a way where it's like, dude, look at the majority of shoes going through StockX are fake, right? And it's for purpose. I mean, if they're getting sued by a company that they're selling their product on their secondary site, like, yeah, they're going to be more incentivized to push those fakes through because, again, they're losing money every time they say they get a fake through their shit because then they have to do a refund, do all this other stuff that they don't really want to do, right? And they don't really care about the end customer because at the end of the day, the end customer has no idea because what Secure says, right? It's like the shoes are being made in the exact same factories. They're made at the exact same quality. So it's like, how can you really tell? But it's like Nike, they're losing the billions of dollars in the secondary resale of their product, right? And this is just Nike, for instance, right? It's like if you're any brand that has anything to resell, it's like taking that secondary value back. Nike's just like on all these brands have just kind of let it happen because they really haven't had a platform or technology to actually like have a platform to actually take royalties in a way. And so like Nike's now, I think, gotten to the point where there's like, well, now that we know that we're losing billions of dollars a year in all of these secondary sales. And again, the digital thing is a massive part of it too. I think that's something that, again, it's just like when you think about the value of gaming and the gaming industry, it's, I mean, this is going to push Nike into a crazy stratosphere, but yeah, being able to actually control your secondary sales is going to be huge.
There's massive consumer law restrictions around brands reselling their product for higher pricing, which is why you'll see, Nike and stuff traditionally haven't played ball in this area. And that's why Foot Locker went and bought Grailed and tried to participate in that side of the game. So there actually isn't the same consumer laws pertaining to digital assets, which is where the opportunity comes to make the marketplace a viable entity for all brands and where the massive opportunity has finally emerged as access points for the brands. Like Nike, Adidas, Puma, anyone legally isn't supposed to be able to, based on recommended retail price consumer law, allowed to resell their product for additional profit above a marketplace agreed price of sale. So when like it's interesting, so when a brand sells a product to a store, it comes with a recommended retail price. It's called recommended because legally the brand can't facilitate a legal execution of that price in that retail outlet from a wholesale point of view. So technically resellers or wholesale accounts can sell product for whatever price they want. In regards to whether or not a brand would facilitate it, I've literally had this conversation. So there's many more reasons why a brand wouldn't want to do it. 1, negative customer experience. 2, potential customer injury in faulty product. 3, they want to maintain market share and profitability more than anything. 4, like consumer sentiment and product value. Primarily, they facilitate cheaper prices on cheaper products and try and keep the ones that are more expensive or rare or whatever as aspirational. In Australian dollars, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at the conversion to US dollars since our currency is dog shit. But essentially, you can get a $40 or $30 USD pair of Nike shoes in a sporting goods retailer for that very reason, to maintain their market share and not have to facilitate and close their eyes to any of this stuff. Like when I worked there, the amount of lawsuits and the size of the legal department is insane. I can't stress that enough. StockX, like, outside of all these fakes, they fucked up by naming their Web3 products after Nike products. Like, they also then fell under, like, there's this entire subset of law that I learned when I was doing artwork for Comic-Con and stuff, because you could essentially get away with fan art but not commercialization of existing products and names, and they were commercializing Nike's products and names with their NFTs. So they got themselves into a world of pain, and when you get targeted, you kind of just get targeted and they want to run them out of business. So all these things essentially facilitate the eradication of the middleman, which is where I think like the process is evolving to. And I think that's the exciting part of it, right? Like, you get it, it's real, it's authentic. You should be able to know what factory, where in the world, what production run it's come from, your production date, all that sort of shit. Us sneaker nerds, we all care about that. Like, if I get a Jordan 1 and my friend's got a Jordan 1 and mine was made like 2 days earlier, like, I actually think that's kind of cool to know. So all this sort of stuff will come into the fact that the elimination of fakes is by far, in a way, I would argue, the number one priority. And factory management, waste minimalization, and sustainability all fall under like areas of profitability when tied into that as an overall topic. Sorry if I'm boring.
No, bro, we've been talking about this for months, man. We would go down these rabbit holes about the same subject and situation for months. Back in February, talking about Dot Swoosh having its own marketplace and what it's going to do to the game. And how Nike is going to be able to take over secondary markets and it's going to eradicate everything else. Like, so it's just dope to see it all play out. Like, we've already, if we're talking about in February, we already got 7 months, 5 more months on top of that of what we've been doing and speaking about. And now we're here, and I'm just excited to see it all happen, to be honest, because this is going to help take things to the next level. It's going to innovate in the ways that we want to see the innovation happen in the sneaker market, in the clothing market, hell, in the retail market. Because once they see Nike doing it and how they doing it, everybody else is going to follow suit. It's going to be a totally different ball game, a totally different retail experience all the way around. So I'm just excited for all of this, man. Like I said, we got floor seats to watch this thing develop and happen. And I don't think a lot of people truly understand, with us receiving this product, with the innovation that it has in it, what it means, because this is the beginning of all of it. Like, all of it.
I think the other thing is, sorry, Baron, after you, mate.
No, I was just going to make a kind of a snide remark. Do you think Nike likes having their stock go down 10 days in a row for the first time in history of their entire freaking company? We're talking, that didn't even happen in 08, 09. That didn't even happen in COVID. That's how bad they're getting beat up right now. They are ready to absolutely unleash something on the industry. And there's a reason why they had to keep us in the dark, because we just happen to be a part of their mission. But they can't like blow their cover in the process. We've been trying to, Dre's been trying to tell us that. Johnny's been telling me that since day one. He goes, Coleman, they got a fucking 5-year plan. Everything they do is 5 years in advance. So you can't expect anything to happen in a month, let alone a year or two. Well, we're coming up on the time where he said we might start to hear something. And I'm starting to believe him. Actually, I believed him the whole time, but my brain wanted me to tell me he was wrong. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I got for right now.
I mean, Teddy said it best, right? It's like, honestly, it's like, just follow the patents, right? I think it's like the patents tell you the ideas. I mean, honestly, when Shekinah was super active here, if y'all remember her, it's like when she was like super, super active at the beginning, you know, she was our lawyer and our connoisseur when it came to all things legal. And, you know, she was deep diving and, you know, posting all these, you know, patents that they had, you know, written in 2017, 2018, you know, way before any of this stuff even really kind of came to be. And, you know, reading it, it's like seeing it come to life in the Crypto Kick IRLs and the Crypto Dunks. And then you're seeing just what they have planned for the next 5-10 years. I mean, shit, they got haptic boot suits patented, for Christ's sake. So it's like when you talk about, you know, if you've ever seen Ready Player One, a full the fact that they already have that patented is pretty insane to me. So it's like knowing what their future holds as far as mixing the digital and the physical, seeing movies like Ready Player One is kind of giving you an idea. I'm just, again, taking my clone, seeing what they've given us, seeing what their plan is, and just giving them their time to just do what they do. And I'm just, you know, riding the wave with it.
If you haven't seen it, man, if you haven't seen Ready Player One, go watch Ready Player One, like right now. Like, you have to watch that movie. That and Air. Watch Air and watch Ready Player One, and you'll put together where we're going.
Dre, you're a big fan of Ready Player One, my dog. It's like
it's an amazing movie.
It's almost as if like they paid you in their own shitcoin, bro. Like, did you buy?
I just like the people that I'm speaking to be well informed. It's amazing that, look at the design of the goggles that they use in Ready Player One, and look at the design of the Apple goggles, the Apple Vision Pros that they're coming out.
You know, Wonder Dynamics is actually the kid who's the main actor in that movie is actually the CEO of Wonder Dynamics, and then Steven Spielberg, the guy who was the director of that movie, is actually on the board of that, right? And these are the plugins to basically be able to plug your clones in and out of, right? So it's like when you actually follow the paper trail of the people that are building out like what you saw in that movie and showing the possibilities. Like, yeah, I want to see my clone. Like I was telling Rupsy, it's like I want to see my clone with my beard with individual follicles for the hairs, right? Like I want to see like skin on my. I mean, when I see like Love, Death, and Robots and stuff like that, and you see like the graphics on shit like that, or you see some of the things coming out of the biggest graphics companies, it's like, yeah, that's the possibility for our clones. Right?
Well, I'm a contrarian, so fuck Ready Player One. I'm a Tron fanboy all day, every day, bro. Tron gang.
Tron? Isn't that a blockchain?
No, bro.
Not a good